Good morning, entrepreneurs and builders. Welcome to the Breaking Business Podcast, where we don't just talk marketing and entrepreneurship, we dissect it, we challenge it, we extract those golden nuggets that you can actually use every single day. Business is in your blood, and I'm here to make it boil. I'm your host, Dr. Wood. Now let's break it down and build something great. We've been sold a fantasy that brand color psychology is an exact formula. Red equals urgency, green equals nature, blue equals trust. Sounds great, right? But real branding doesn't work like a paint by numbers system. While yes, the colors matter a lot, it's less science and more strategy. We'll bust color myths and give you a smarter way to use color to your advantage. The lie of color psychology. Why do these myths persist? Because simple answers are seductive. But in reality, research shows that colors' effects are minimal, cultural, and highly contextual. Red might raise the heart rate in a lab, but it won't magically make your brand exciting. Passion. Oversimplified infographics ignore the nuance, culture, and individual experiences. The first myth, red being passion and energy. Red isn't that one-size-fits-all signal for those two. It might represent love or anger, warning or warmth, depending on the shade, context, and culture. Burgundy sometimes feels elegant, but bright red, bold. In China, red equals luck. In South Africa, it equals mourning, meaning in the eye of the beholder, red could be absolutely anything. It doesn't have the rigid context that most people are speaking to. Then the second one, blue will equal trust. Yes, many banks and tech firms will use blue, but it isn't inherently trustworthy. Navy signals authority, sky blue, calm is electric blue sometimes, energy, Plus, blue can feel cold or sad, depending on sounds that are surrounding with the words, with the tone, with the color, context, execution. Those things matter more than the colors in addition to the colors. Then you have green. Green is this versatile thing. Forest green is grounding. Lime is energetic. Olive is this earthy or military tone. But green can also mean sickness, envy. In the US, green equals money. In China, green means infidelity. Don't assume green is good across cultures. But why do we fall for this quote-unquote science? It feels credible to say that science proves that color A equals emotion B. But those studies are often misapplied or context-bound or even statistically insignificant due to A, B, C, and D. Marketers get to cherry pick this data, forgetting that Coca-Cola isn't successful because of red, but because it owns red through consistent emotional branding and association with their product. The real power comes from the distinctiveness. Color isn't about triggering these feelings, it's about being remembered. Think Tiffany blue, Cadbury purple. These colors weren't chosen for their emotional impact, they were chosen to become iconic through consistency. Distinctiveness overcomes the dogma. So how do we choose colors strategically? Well, the first step is to know your brand personality. And then I want you to understand your audience. Once you know those two things, I want you to research your competitors to stand out. Emulation is going to give you a backbone understanding and kind of catapult you to the next step, which is focusing on what feels appropriate, not the stereotypes in your audience in relation to your product or service. Think holistically. I don't want you to chase emotion. I want you to build a vibe around your product or service. Then test it, get feedback, refine it. I don't want you to guess. I want you to use the methodology that's rigid but flexible, and I want you to build proof in your own testing. So, what are the power of palettes beyond the single colors? Because it's rarely about one color, you want to use palettes, usually 5 colors. If you use something called the 60-30-10 rule to balance your primary, secondary, and accent hues, palettes are going to provide a flexibility and emotional nuance. Think about the digital use, the print use, accessibility, and contrast of these colors. The real magic is not the colors themselves, but it's color in relation to strategy. I'm not talking pseudoscience. Forget the myths that colors are emotion. Embrace that color is a tool for identity, distinction, connection, and recollection. If you drop this idea, let me know. Let me know down below what you think about colors. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. And if you disagree with any of my comments, please post them down below. Let's have a discussion. And until next time, I'll see you again. Bye.